The pandemic has changed the way we work and live. More people are working remotely than ever before, and this has implications for how they spend their leisure time. One of the trends that has emerged in the past year is the increased demand for sports betting and fantasy sports as a form of entertainment and social connection. Sports betting is the activity of placing a wager on the outcome of a sporting event, such as a game, a race, or a tournament. Fantasy sports is an online game of skill whereby the bettor assembles a virtual team that accumulates points based on statistics relevant to the sport. Both activities offer a way for remote workers to enjoy their favorite sports, compete with others, and potentially win some money. But why are sports betting and fantasy sports so popular among remote workers? There are several reasons for this phenomenon. First, remote work can be isolating and boring, especially for those who are used to interacting with colleagues and clients in person. Sports betting and fantasy sports can provide a sense of excitement and challenge that may be lacking in their daily routine. Second, remote work can also be stressful and demanding, especially for those who have to juggle multiple responsibilities and deadlines. Sports betting and fantasy sports can offer a way to relax and unwind after a long day of work, as well as a way to cope with uncertainty and anxiety. Third, remote work can limit the opportunities for socializing and networking with others who share similar interests and passions. Sports betting and fantasy sports can create a sense of community and belonging among remote workers who can interact with other fans, join online leagues, and participate in forums and podcasts. The demand for sports betting and fantasy sports has also been fueled by the availability and accessibility of online platforms that cater to these activities. According to Indeed.com, there are over 150 jobs related to sports betting in remote locations, ranging from data operators to content creators to account managers. These jobs indicate that there is a growing market for online sports betting services that offer convenience, variety, and security to remote workers who want to place bets on their favorite sports. Similarly, there are many online platforms that offer fantasy sports games for different sports, such as football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, and more. These platforms allow remote workers to create their own teams, join existing leagues, track their performance, and win prizes. The rise of remote work has also coincided with the legalization and regulation of sports betting in many states across the U.S. According to Glassdoor.com, there are over 90 jobs related to sports betting in remote locations that require knowledge of the legal and regulatory aspects of the industry. These jobs indicate that there is a need for compliance and risk management professionals who can ensure that online sports betting platforms operate within the law and protect the interests of both bettors and operators. The legalization and regulation of sports betting has also increased the trust and confidence of remote workers who want to engage in this activity without fear of legal repercussions or fraud. In conclusion, remote work has increased the demand for sports betting and fantasy sports as a form of entertainment and social connection among remote workers who are looking for ways to spice up their work-life balance, cope with stress and uncertainty, and connect with other like-minded individuals. Online platforms that offer these activities have also benefited from this trend by providing convenience, variety, security, and legality to their customers. As remote work becomes more prevalent and accepted in the post-pandemic world, we can expect sports betting and fantasy sports to continue to grow in popularity and influence. Remote work has changed the way people travel and watch sports, such as taking workcations or hush trips to attend sporting events. In this section, we will explore how these trends are affecting the American sports industry and fans. Workcations are a combination of work and vacation, where remote workers travel to a destination and work from there for a period of time. This allows them to enjoy the benefits of both worlds, productivity and leisure. Workcations can also be an opportunity to watch sports events live, especially if they coincide with the travel destination or schedule. For example, a remote worker who loves basketball could plan a workcation in New York and attend a Knicks game at Madison Square Garden. Or a remote worker who is a fan of football could travel to Miami and watch the Dolphins play at Hard Rock Stadium. These experiences can enhance the workcation and create memorable moments for the remote worker. Hush trips are another type of travel that remote workers can take to watch sports events. Hush trips are secretive getaways that are not disclosed to anyone, not even family or friends. They are usually spontaneous and short-term, and often involve traveling to a different city or country. Hush trips can be motivated by various reasons, such as escaping stress, seeking adventure, or fulfilling a bucket list. One of the reasons that remote workers may take hush trips is to watch sports events that they don't want to miss or share with anyone else. For example, a remote worker who is a die-hard fan of baseball could take a hush trip to Chicago and watch the Cubs play at Wrigley Field. Or a remote worker who is passionate about soccer could fly to London and watch Arsenal play at Emirates Stadium. These hush trips can provide a sense of thrill and exclusivity for the remote worker. Both workations and hush trips are examples of how remote work has changed the way people travel and watch sports. They show that remote workers have more flexibility and freedom to choose where and when they want to work and enjoy their hobbies. They also show that remote workers have more opportunities to support their favorite teams and athletes in person, rather than watching them on TV or online. However, these trends also pose some challenges and risks for the American sports industry and fans. For instance, workations and hush trips may affect the demand and supply of tickets and accommodation for sports events, especially during peak seasons or popular destinations. They may also create security and health issues for travelers and hosts, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic or other crises. Moreover, they may affect the loyalty and engagement of fans with their local teams and communities, as they may prefer to watch other teams or sports in different places. Therefore, the American sports industry and fans need to adapt to these changes and find ways to balance the benefits and drawbacks of remote work and travel. They need to embrace the diversity and mobility of remote workers as potential customers and supporters, while also maintaining their core values and identity as a sport culture. They need to innovate their products and services to cater to the needs and preferences of remote workers, while also ensuring their safety and satisfaction. And they need to foster a sense of belonging and connection among fans, regardless of where they are or how they watch sports. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we work, live, and play. For many people, remote work has become the new normal, allowing them to stay connected and productive from anywhere. But what does this mean for the world of sports? In this section, we will explore how remote work has created new opportunities and challenges for sports journalists, athletes, and fans who use digital platforms and tools to create and consume sports content. Sports journalism is a competitive and fast-paced field that requires constant access to sources, information, and events. Remote work has enabled sports journalists to cover stories from different locations, using online tools such as video conferencing, social media, and live streaming. However, remote work also poses some difficulties, such as maintaining relationships with sources, verifying facts, and dealing with technical issues. For example, reported that some sports journalists have struggled to get interviews with athletes and coaches who are less available or willing to talk online. Others have faced challenges in accessing press conferences or locker rooms that are restricted due to health protocols. Some have also missed the camaraderie and networking opportunities that come with being on site. On the other hand, some sports journalists have found remote work to be beneficial for their creativity and flexibility. For instance, interviewed several sports journalists who said that working remotely has allowed them to pursue more diverse and in-depth stories, such as features on athletes' personal lives, social issues, or historical topics. Some have also enjoyed having more control over their schedules and work environment. Similarly, remote work has also impacted athletes and fans in different ways. For athletes, remote work has meant adapting to new training methods, communication channels, and performance expectations. For fans, remote work has meant finding new ways to enjoy and engage with sports content. For example, described how some athletes have used online platforms such as YouTube or Instagram to share their workouts, routines, or tips with their followers. Some have also used video games or virtual reality to simulate or enhance their skills. However, some athletes have also faced challenges in staying motivated, focused, or connected with their teammates and coaches. For fans, remote work has offered more options and convenience to watch or follow their favorite sports. For instance, highlighted how some fans have used online services such as Fanatics or DraftKings to buy merchandise or place bets on sports events. Some have also used social media or podcasts to interact with other fans or experts. However, some fans have also missed the excitement and atmosphere of attending live games or cheering with other fans. In conclusion, remote work has transformed the sports industry in many ways. It has created new opportunities and challenges for sports journalists, athletes, and fans who use digital platforms and tools to create and consume sports content. As the pandemic continues to evolve, so will the future of sports in the digital age.